Hey folks, Landstryder here, and this is episode 21 of my post-Finem spoiler series. So today I want to talk about doing some crossbreeding of my trees, but I don't think that's going to take very long. So first I want to show you lots of things that I've done around the base, lots of little changes and improvements getting ready for something. I put the centrifuges over here, got 3 of them now instead of just 1. And these are automatically processing the materials that are coming out of those 2 apiaries over there. The way that's doing that is I just have conduits, item conduits running back along here. It also pulls out any products out of this apiary and sends them over here as well. And each one of these is set to pull and push so that when you get propolis that needs to be reprocessed, now this kind of propolis does not. But there are some kind of propolises, like the stringy propolis, that gets processed into strings, which I'm actually not growing right now because I don't have the right guy over there, the right bee in my apiary. In fact, the bee that I have in my apiary, it has this industrious queen in here right now because it's extremely good at collecting pollen and crossbreeding trees. Right now I've put a sieve upgrade in here. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. That's allowing it to collect the pollens from the trees rather than straight crossbreeding them in the trees, and we'll talk about all that here in a moment. So I added this door here that I really like. I like these doors. Just the way they look and the way they act. The nice sliding doors. This is actually a double door here that double slides left, and that one's a double. Yeah, and then that's a double door that slides right. And these are some player detectors right here that I made. They're really not very hard. Player sensors. And when you get close enough to them, they automatically will open the door for you. Basically just like a pressure plate, but they'll only detect players. Now, they don't detect me from this side, which is actually kind of good, because I don't necessarily want that door to open up every time I just kind of breeze by here. So I have to open it by hand on this side, and these ones still have their pressure plates. But nothing changed out here in the main lab, and this is going to continue being the main lab for the foreseeable future. Now I'm thinking about changing this area right here, getting rid of the garden out of this area, and turning it into like a food preparation area. I've already got to start on that with these pressers here. And, you know, I could easily put in a very elaborate kitchen-like thing here and remove all the plants from here because I got plenty of space out here. I mean, I really do got tons of space out here. And if you look here, I've extended this ceiling back all the way so that we have a clear sky view to the whole thing here. Now, the big changes are actually, I mean, this is a kind of a minor change. I had to clear off some stone. The big change is over here, where I've extended this garden. Got rid of that kind of funky corners here, and it just made this whole area taller. And if we look here, look at this. Look at this. I've put myself in a little garden here, a little terraced garden that goes up, and we got another exit out to here. And if we fly up, we can see that I've leveled off this whole area. Leveled it off, made some of this, you know, the transparent ceiling. I really like it. I've also got this kind of walkway here. We'll get back in there to that. Get back in there to that and show you that. Where's it at here? I gotta remember how to get over there. So if you go up here, this is still normal, but now we've got this walkway over here, and I need to fix a couple blocks still, apparently. Walkway over here that I can see all this nice view out onto my lake and out over my garden. Nothing changed up here, except I planted some flowers, and it looks like the weeds killed them. Ugh, dang, I got rid of all the flowers because I had nothing but pink tulips, pink and coral tulips. And I wanted to get a little bit different variety of flowers up there. So I turned all those into these pigments. So you can see that I had salmon colored, dark salmon, and coral colored flowers up there. That's all I had. So I guess we can start this over again. So Let's come down here, grab a few flowers, and I want some poppies and some of these blue ones. What are these called? Blue orchids. So I'm hoping that if I mix the poppies and the blue orchids together up here, maybe this time I'll put them right beside each other, because I kind of spaced them out, and I think that might not have been the way to do it. I think that they need to be right beside each other. And the soil might not be ideal for these flowers either, so we'll do that. Blue orchid, and then I'm going to put a poppy and a poppy there. See, it already doesn't like I think it already doesn't like that tile for some reason. Maybe it's not fertile enough. Maybe it's not wet enough. I'm not sure. So there are definitely things you can do for that. Let me get some fertilizer. Do I have some fertilizer? I have a little bit of compost. There we go. That stuff right there should give me garden. Should give me flower garden if I use it on. Oh my goodness, it died already? Look at that, died already. It didn't like the soil, I think. Didn't like the conditions. Let's go get another one. Get another one and replace it before it. We'll try one of these because it's already purple. Allium. Let's see if we can get some purple flowers. So, but yeah, once they kind of averaged out, I had nothing left but, oh my goodness, those are dying off too. Is it because there's weeds right beside them, maybe? I don't know. And I should add some weed killer to this garden up here or something if I'm going to try to do these exotic flowers, I guess. Yeah, look at that, they're already dying off. That's a shame. We'll see how that works. We'll leave the allium up there. Maybe it'll be okay. Anyway, not too big of a change on this side. Just cleaned it up a little bit. You know, got rid of some material here out of the corner. You know, just basically trying to clean up the base a bit. This area up here, I think, is eventually going to be for like livestock or something like that. And I have this plan. What it's going to do is I'm going to have like sewage running out of probably a dispenser, you know, to make it look like it's actually coming out of a pipe or something like that, running down this way, and then I'll put a different kind of fluid, a different liquid down here that makes it look like it's been filtered a little bit, you know, like a little less brown or whatever, and then down here it'll be almost clear but not quite drinkable, and then down here I'll have good old-fashioned water. Good old-fashioned water coming out at the bottom. Nice and clear. So it looks like it's a filtration system of some sort. Other changes. Nothing much over here. Did add the another two powered spawners. This one's zombies, witches, and endermen. Now, the thing about running these all the time, I've discovered, is they take a lot of power. They take more power than this reactor can put out. I was actually surprised. So, and he doesn't have a weapon right now. I've just been giving him my ender because while he has it, it stays charged as well. So it charges up off of the remote power thing that's kind of under the wall here somewhere. I broadened this little area a little bit. Just gave myself a little bit more space in my bedroom area. And yeah, I think it looks good. You know, it looks real good from the outside too. So now it's nice and symmetrical and such. I got rid of the turrets and things for the time being. I'm gonna put them back up, but I want to put them like all over the place and bunches of them, and not just the low tier ones. I want to get the better tier ones higher up. So, and there's a little bit I did down here, down underneath. Show this off. Just kind of filled in some of this area that was, because that little area that was up that way, you know, that came off of this corner, it wasn't being used for anything, and it was outside of the usable area anyway. So I just filled it in and covered it back up. Yeah, I had to fill in a lot of the ceiling up here. I might fill in some more ceiling, in fact, just to get all the stone and stuff to be stable with the things that are up above it. I might even fill this area back in over here because it's not used for anything. I might as well just fill it all in, prevent mobs from spawning over there. But I've got this nice little area right here that I cleared out, and cleaned up. And down here, I've started putting more storage drawers. So I want to put some storage drawers. These are going to be like the large ones, and I'll probably put some more of the little 4x on the sides over here to store various things that I'm probably going to have a lot of at any given time. And then I'm using these oak trim right here. I'll be able to remove some of these, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to tie those all together using the oak trim to tie. Like, I have a little section of storage drawers over here for bee stuff, and I want to be able to tie all my storage drawers, including all the chemical drawers, all the drawers that are right below here. I want to tie them all into one system. I'm going to move that controller. I think it's actually going to sit right where this chest is at right now. Move that controller over to there, so it's more centrally located in the base. It's pretty centrally located. It'll definitely be able to reach all of the drawers that I have currently, like the ones in the B area, the ones downstairs, and that wall of drawers. It definitely would be within range if I had it over here. And then that'll also allow me to get rid of this this pipe that's coming up the back side of it here. I could just fill that in, and then I could pipe into the controller over there instead. So put these little micro block bridges here and one right over here. I thought they look nice. Little plank bridges things. Okay, so that's I think all of the updates. It's basically just mostly been cosmetic stuff. You know, I didn't really get anywhere in tech or anything other than making those extra spawners, and that's not. Yeah, I showed the first one. So, all right, let's get into some tree breeding now at this point. So now that I've showed you everything, let's talk about the tree breeding. The first thing we want to look at is getting some spectacles. These right here, forestry spectacles, which is just bronze and a couple pieces of glass. Glass pane, not even 3 pieces of glass. So if we grab 2 of those and a piece of bronze, I know it's in here. There it is. We should be able to make these. Very good. What these do for you is when you put them on, you are able to see the blocks of the leaf blocks that have been pollinated by the bees. Now, right now, they're not going to pollinate the trees anymore because they have sieves. If they have a sieve on, instead of pollinating the leaves, they just bring the pollen back and put it away. Now, the industrial bee makes this kind of pollen, this basically just pollen cluster. This is not useful for much. I think it actually gives the usages of it. I think, yeah, the only thing you could use it for is make slime balls, and the only other thing you might use it for is to make these iodine capsules. I don't think that do these even have a usage? Okay, yeah, if you made alvaries, you would probably use them, but they're not all that useful. I get tons of them, so those will eventually get voided. I get a void upgrade on that drawer, and they'll get voided. But these pollens right here, these are the ones we're looking for. And there's a lot more in this one. There we go. So I've got, oops, can't put them back in there after I touch them. So one of the things you can do with these pollens, like I said, you have to make the sieve upgrade to get this. It's really not too bad. It takes those silky wisps, which come from the silky propolis, which drops from the silky comb. And the silky comb comes from a couple different bees, malicious, infectious, virulent, viscous. These guys are not fun to hang around when they're in their apiary because they have bad effects. So you either have to remove the effect, or not stand near them whenever they're being busy. But the one that actually has it the most, drops it the most, is exotic, has a 30% chance. And the other one is the leporine. Now, the leporine is kind of nice because it doesn't have an aura, and it also drops eggs. So I got a lot of eggs from it too when I was using it. The other bee that you usually would use would be the tropical, but it only has a 20% chance. And the leporine is really not hard to get. It's just a meadows and a forest will give you leporine. It's a low chance, but if you have the mutatron, you can give yourself a 100% chance. So, okay, so that's how you get the silk to make the civ upgrades. And once you have them, you can only put one in a machine. You only need one. Basically, what it does is instead of the bee pollinating between leaf blocks, like that's how these come about. It like visits this tree and then it visits that tree, and it gets cross-pollinated. When you put the sieve in, it doesn't do that anymore. So you would actually take the pollen out, and you click it on the actual block, and see it automatically pollinated it. I'm pollinating it by hand. Now, yeah, actually, it looks a little different. Like when you pollinate it by hand, it looks like you see how these ones kind of have like yellow to them. These ones don't. I don't know if that's a major difference or what, but you can pollinate a few more of these. And see, now I got red spruce pollen, so I have to come over here to the maple tree, pollinate a few of those. And this is just one way to do it. So I could just let the bees pollinate without having the sieves, and that does take a while, and it's very kind of random about getting results. Now to get the saplings, you need a grafter of some kind. I'm going to use the industrial grafter, and it's going to do a whole lot of leaves all at once. See there? I got a bunch of stuff. And one of the things I got was a mundane larch sapling. So some of those crossbreeds were successful. You can just go ahead and take off. You want to be careful about when you use this, because you want to make sure that to get all the leaves, you have to like make sure you leave some touch in the branch, and it takes a lot. So I got mundane larch. I've got a bunch of red spruce. Some of these are not normal. You notice that like I've got a couple. These probably are the normal ones, but all these ones that are like these little piles, they're probably some kind of strange crossbreed. So if I come over here and I look with my treealizer at these, we look at this, you can see that it's a red spruce, but it has an inactive apple oak gene now. So I don't really want any of these crossbreeds, but I do want the mundane larch. But this when you get a new mutation, it's going to be fairly pure when you're doing it with this method. So the new mutation, the mundane larch. Now that I got that, I can get rid of these trees for one. Get rid of these trunks. Yeah. And I want to plant the mundane larch. We'll plant it here. Yeah, it should be good. Plant it there. Should grab some bone meal to get it going. Get it going faster. We got plenty of it. You see, all these flowers have been because I'm doing bees. So there's my mundane larch. That's a pretty big tree. It reached the ceiling. Okay, and then what's going to happen now is these guys are going to start collecting larch pollen, mundane larch pollen. Let me pull these two pollens out of there. Okay, so mundane larch, now that I have that, I'm going to go ahead and store that. Not there. I'm going to store that here, because this is a new tree, and we got it. We got that tree. We're good there. Now, the other way to do this, that's kind of like the vanilla way. You let the tree cross-pollinate, or you let the tree get pollinated by the bees, or you hand-pollinate them with the pollen that comes from collecting it. Now, you can collect pollen like this using industrial apiaries. You can also do it using the alvaries as well. There's a sieve upgrade for those as well. So that's the ways you would get those pollens. Now, since I have pollen and I have saplings, I have a bunch of saplings. Let's put these oaks in there. Like I said, I don't care about these saplings at all, because I've got a stack, right? So I've got a stack of red spruce and almost a stack of apple oak that are pure. These are pure genes. they're not half crossbreed. These are probably pure as well, these 2 stacks down here. In fact, if we look at that, yeah, see, that's just an average apple oak. The only reason I looked at that one is because I didn't have quite a stack of that, and they're not identical, so something here is a little bit different. Oh, this one's not identified. So if I identify that, I probably should go ahead and identify. There we go. Now they'll stack. Those are extra. Those are not identified, so let's identify them. So now we got those identified. Very good. And also when you mouse over them, you can see that there's a number of crossbreeds that I can get with these, but I haven't discovered any of them. Although it should say that I've discovered the larch. I don't know why it doesn't say I discovered the larch. I know I just scanned the larch. Yeah, okay, well, I don't know. Don't know. What I'm going to do now is, now I got some apple oak in there, I'm going to go ahead and throw these red spruce in there. Okay, mundane larch. That's the only thing I could have got from that cross. And then if I do that with the apple oak, mundane larch. That's the only thing I could have got from those particular 2 trees. The only crossbreed. Now if I take the larch though, if I take the larch saplings that I just got and combine them with apple oak. No? Nope. Or red spruce? Yes. Okay, I can combine them with the red spruce and get 3 other different kinds. So I can get sugar maple. And then I'm going to cross that to common yew. And I'm going to go and get a bull pine as well. Bull pine. So there we go. Now I got 3 brand new species off of that. I can go ahead and analyze them. And hopefully, one more there. Bull pine. Hopefully now that I've analyzed those, if I look at, whoops. Come on. Come here, you. Try to open that up there. There we go. If I look at this, yeah, you can see that it shows that I have learned 3 out of the 7 possible outcomes of crossbreeding the larch. I don't know why those ones aren't. Okay, now that. Oh, okay. Possible crossbreeds with. I don't know. Anyway. Here's one thing I want to do is I want to actually connect these spectacles to my helmet. So I can actually use the spectacles to upgrade the helmet. I need 5 levels though. I only want 5 levels. So we're going to go ahead and drop all of our levels back in there and get only 5. The most efficient way to use your experience. Come over here. And I actually have to take the spectacles off. Good thing that I didn't do any durability damage to them. I think that they have to be full durability for this to work. So there we go. Add that to my helmet, and now I should be able to see that all the time without having to put those spectacles on. They're part of my helmet now. So yeah, we're looking pretty good. That's basically the basics of tree breeding. I mean, at this point, I just look and see what kind of wood I want. Because that's what I'm doing it for. I'm going, well, what do I want? What kind of wood do I really want here? I mean, I really like that purple heartwood. So what would I do to get that? So I would have to. This is the hard part here, because I kind of have to guess what kind of tree would have purple heartwood. What would be another one? Fig. That would be an easy one to figure out. But now I can just go in to look at the saplings and go. Ooh, that common beech looks like it might have some good wood. Actually, hill cherry. Hill cherry is one I have to get anyway, so I need silver limes and apple oaks. So to get silver limes would be I'd take a birch and combine it with an apple oak. I should be able to do that pretty easily at this point. So what I would do now, there is a little issue, and I don't know. I might solve this. I might if I try to break these down. I can't break them down. They don't break down. So the forestry saplings, they have to be, you have to come up with a creative way to use them. One of the ways you can use these, you can throw them in a bioreactor and turn it into biofuel. That's one way to get rid of it. You can also turn it into, you can also ferment them into bio something or other. Bio. You can put them in a fermenter. I'm pretty sure it's a fermenter that they go in, and you get something out of them. We might get into that later, but for now, I really need to dump them someplace. Too many. I don't need this many crossbred things. Just gonna throw them in here. They're gonna get sucked into there and destroyed into my garbage disposal, basically. So to get I'm gonna need some birch. So I'm gonna do the easy way of getting the birch. That's triglycerides. I'm gonna just get a bunch of birch saplings through the synthesizer. So one of those, I think, is it there? No, it's two. No, it's two of these. That's right. One of these. That is spruce. Nope, I want birch. So I need another stack of this stuff. There we go. And now it'll give me a stack of birch. Fresh birch saplings. Now I don't think I can just throw these in here. No, they won't go in there like that. What I have to do first is I have to analyze them with the treealyzer. Because as soon as you analyze a vanilla sapling, it turns it into a forestry sapling. So you can see now it's a silver birch, not just a regular old birch. And now I can put it in there. And the mundane larch, I don't need that. I need, there we go. We're going to get some common beech. We're going to get a white willow, and we're going to get a silver lime sapling off this. And that's all there is to it at this point. I just got to, at some point I have to grow some of these trees and get some more pollen in order to proceed down and get all the different kinds of trees. But there's the basics of tree breeding. I'm not going to bore you with showing you like every little tree that I breed. I'll just show you like the results later on, because I'm going to be breeding these guys up for, nicer building materials, and I can use them in making all of the bibliocraft stuff, and like all these different bibliocraft furniture can be made with all the different kinds of woods. So can the drawers, although I like the oak drawers because they have a really good contrast for the items that are in them. So I probably will stick to the oak drawers. But I could make them out of any of the woods, the forestry woods that I get. So there's that. And we got that one. Let's look at the silver lime. And if I want a whole bunch of saplings, like I've got like a partial stack of where'd it go? Mundane larch. I've got a little bit. And we just used that, so we don't need those anymore. So I'll put these back in here. Silver birch. And it looks like we've learned a few things off of that one. And then I've got a tab on here. I've made this into a diamond compartment. I don't know if I mentioned that. I didn't mention this yet, but I got rid of that original compartment, and I made the maximum upgraded compartment, which is diamond, and it gives you 8 total tabs, each tab having 50 slots. So that's 400 slots of chest. So I'm going to use this to store like my pollens. I have some silver lime pollen. I got this from a chest, from a treasure chest. So you can find pollens in chests occasionally, very rarely. I'm almost out of lab equipment here. But now I can take the silver lime pollen, combine that with like an oak, and I can get my hill cherry. And I've already got a white willow, so there's my hill cherry. Nice. Then we can analyze it. Treealyzer. Analyze that. I'm just analyzing all these real quick. Not paying much attention to what their actual stats are at this point. So hill cherry it's a 1x1. I could actually go plant that right now. Plant that about... Well, it doesn't matter. Plant it there. Grow that up. And the cherries themselves will actually take a little bit of time to ripen, but I can go ahead and ripen them with the bone meal. So that's actually going to give me... Is that actually all I needed for... Hang on here. Show quests. Life rebooted. Cross-pollination. All I needed some cherries. So yeah, that's basically all I needed for that. So I can just go ahead and do this. And I'm going to get lots and lots of basic hill cherry saplings, but that also gives me the cherries. So hopefully that detects. It did. And I've completed it, and I can get a mundane larch. I don't want that. I'll take that Paduke sapling, though. That'll save me some time breeding to that one. So let's go ahead and analyze it. All right. Well, I think that's all about. Ooh, that's nice wood too. I think that's all there is to talk about as far as tree breeding goes. I mean, yeah, I mean that's the basics. You can figure out the rest yourself. I mean, basically just following it back through any eye to get the tree that you particularly want. And there's a lot of them. There's a lot of saplings. There's bushes. There's trees. Some of these have some really cool things. Some of these are going to be too big to grow inside here. Like, this is a pretty big area, but there are trees that are much bigger than this. I mean, you can see the larch is almost too big. That's kind of a big for a larch because they're not always that big. And there's some that have like bigger girth. That means the tree has to be bigger around and requires more saplings. You can also strip the genes from these as well, like you do the bees, and change the genetic structure of the trees. So one of the things that I like to do sometimes is change the girth to 1 by 1 if it's a bigger tree. That way it'll grow smaller, and like you're growing in here. And then you can also change the size, which would make it actually shorter. So it would be possible to take a tree that wouldn't normally be able to grow in here and change it in genetics and make it so that it could grow in the greenhouse here. But I hope that covers the tree breeding enough for you guys, and we're pretty much done with that. So next episode is going to be a good one. It's going to be a real good one because it's going to be all about applied energistics. Because I am ready for an applied energistics system. I didn't even talk about this little thing. This is not exactly working the way I want it to right now, and I really have to do some more with it in order to get it to do what I want. But eventually, I'd like to have different tanks here so that I could use this fabricator with different fluids by flipping levers. And anyway, I'll come back to that when I get it working. But next episode is going to be all about applied energistics and getting an applied energistics system, and that was what I set up this room for down here. There's two things about that. So down here is actually going to be where the applied energistics system brain setup is going to be, like right here in the center here of that room. That's also pretty close to the center of the overall base, so that actually works out pretty good. I'm going to finish up the drawer system, finish connecting the drawer systems together. So I'll have a little bit of a drawer system there, the chemical drawer systems over here, and then like some deep storage style drawer systems down here where I store things that I have massive amounts of. But then we're going to get into some applied energistic storage and stuff, and I want to have that controller right here so that I can connect it to the applied energistic system somehow. We'll see how that all works out. I'd like to get rid of these 2 chests so I could actually have this as a walkway, more wider walk area right there. Which, yeah, all those chests are going to go away because they're going to go into the applied energistics system. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment, thumbs up. If you have any more questions about tree breeding or whatever, you can go ahead and leave those in the comments. And until next time, I will catch you later.